thank you all for joining us again here at the Kellogg Arena for our next match from the Seybert's Michigan Open. We're expecting a great match here. We have Vitaliy Patsura playing Tyler Styer, Ukraine versus the USA. My name is Tim de Ruiter, and with me in the booth is Tony Robles.
It's a pleasure to be here, Tim. I was telling you earlier, it was a pleasure hearing your commentary in Austria, and to be able to have the opportunity to work with you is awesome.
Thanks. So I think it's very interesting here, which we have Vitaliy Patsura, regular on the Euro Tour, also did well in Euro Tours and European Championships. I do remember him winning one European Championship, the 8-ball. And yeah, a solid player, good player. Of course, his home situation is not the greatest, so he's now traveling with Fedor Gorst here in the States. And I don't think we have to introduce Tyler Styer.
Yeah, one of the best American players we have today. Good kid, good head on his shoulders, very focused, very determined. I asked Tyler if he wants to give any special shout-outs before the match when I spoke to him, and he said he wants to give Karim from Predator special thanks, as well as Grant Zemp and Damien from Jam Up Apparel.
Punk Panic, yeah.
And of course to the love of his life, Margaret.
Yeah, he works hard on his game, and unfortunately they struggled a little bit in the world teams where they lost their luggage, but they still fought very hard. He's not the give-up kind of player.
No, not at all. There's no quit in him. Assuming he's playing that 10-ball.
Yeah, and in this Pro Billiard Series rules means that early 10s are allowed. You'll win the game.
Just not on the break.
Just not on the break, exactly. And then we're playing 2 races to 4. And when it ties 1 each, we're going to a deciding shootout.
So his name is pronounced Patsura?
Yeah, well, I always call him Patsura.
Patsura.
So.
I guess he's going to put him behind the 3 here, right?
Yeah, a little bump on the 3. And I think he also got a part of the 1-ball covered by the 6 to kick it. So Tyler showing up with his playing and jump cue. Yeah, he puts his jump cue. Well, I didn't really like the jump cue on this. It's too close to the 3. And he can choose here to kick 2 rails. I do like it. If he can.
That's why he's calling the 1 in the corner. I mean the side pocket. The opposite side pocket.
Ideally, he can get behind the 2. Like if he really puts some speed on it. So let's see. Okay, good hit. I'm not sure if he called that 2
No,
ball.
he called the 1 ball on the opposite side.
So Vitaliy Patsura back to the table, but not really an open shot. Here we see the replay. But no shot after. So Vitaliy has the option to either give back or play himself. He decided to play from here.
Does he know that?
Yeah, I'm sure he knows this. Probably plays a cue ball behind the 8 like this.
Cool.
But
got a little more draw than he expected because of the new cloth, right?
Yeah, of course, the TV table, they're only allowed to practice before their matches. So that means nobody's allowed to practice before the tournament, after matches, after hours. So
Unless you're playing on that table, yeah.
Yeah, so that means the cloth is more new. It's tougher to control the cue ball. So opening shot here for Tyler. I expect him to just make this and stop the cue ball. Ooh.
Telling you, it's not. You don't have to try to draw it. You're hitting it where you normally would with stop shot. See, I told Mark last year during one of the matches that I was fortunate enough to have read an article in Billiards Digest when I was 15 saying in order to become a master of the table, you have to learn how to adapt to different types of equipment. So when I was practicing back when I was 18, 19 years old, 12 hours a day, I made it my business to go to 5 different pool halls once a week where the table ran long, short, fast, slow, and normal.
Yeah.
And I was able to learn how to adapt to different types of equipment to the point where, hey, if I'm playing on a table that runs short, I'm going to use a half tip to a full tip more spin than I normally would, and vice versa, half tip more or less if I'm playing on a table that's running long.
Yeah, I learned throughout the years that also pattern play, like let's say the rails are a little bouncy, I really start to choose different angles, different
Correct.
patterns. It's just experience.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a good one. I do actually practice nowadays in a pool club which has the same tables, but one has a newer cloth than the other ones.
Right.
And I try to switch around as well. It's good practice.
Oh yeah, I found that when it comes to the draw, like when he tried to stop the ball there, if I hit the cue ball, where I normally would, let's say right between the center and the bottom of the cue ball, and it stops in an old worn out cloth, I might have to move it up a half tip or a little more in order to stop it on this cloth.
Yeah.
Because if you choose to hit it on the same way you would on an older cloth, you're gonna get draw every time.
Tyler here on his way to take the first game. It's a small stun. Needs to get off the rail. And I'm not sure if he chose to leave himself straight on the 8 or if he wanted to bounce a little bit more off the rail.
Right.
He's still okay. He can draw back for the 9 ball in the side. Just needs to make sure that he doesn't cheat the pocket and maybe lose
Hit
the
the
cue
point
ball.
or hit the point. I don't think you can cheat it that much. You don't want to hit the point of the side pocket. Hit a great speed. Very nice.
Yeah, and good angle on the 9 ball. Just if he floats the 9 ball in and gets off the rail, he should be okay for the 10 ball in the bottom right corner in this view. He did jump up a little bit, so
Little bit, yeah.
little early nerves here. Not feeling comfortable yet. But it goes in. Tyler Styer takes the first game in this Michigan Open Pro Billiard Series tournaments. We've got a big schedule coming up, of course. In a couple of weeks we have the Pro Billiard Series in Ohio, the Ohio Open, and then after we have the Puerto Rico Open.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Oh, I know a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Just hope everybody's okay with the
Yeah.
flooding they had.
I have family in Puerto Rico, so I'm looking forward to seeing them for the first time in years. I don't get to visit as often as I would like. But yeah, I guess that hurricane was pretty big. I didn't hear much about it, but I heard it was pretty big. Omar Dali, who did an event here in Vegas, he told me that there's no power in Puerto Rico. And also, he told me he's good, but I'm glad to hear everyone's doing well. But you know that Maria devastated a big part of Puerto Rico a couple of years ago. Let's see. Oh, he's breaking from the corner. Look at that.
Well, it's interesting to see. I talked to him in Austria about it. The Predator crew, they really wanted him to play the tournament because he always has a big break from the center. And he told him, he said, you know, I'm here to get the money. I'm breaking from the side. Like he told him, I'm not gonna break from the middle. So he really knows that, or knows, he really feels that breaking from the side is something
More
winning in this tournament.
Wow, interesting.
And I actually do believe so as well, because we're playing hand-racked, so it's tougher to get the usual balls going.
Right.
But you can always control the 1 ball. So after 1 or 2 breaks, you can see, okay, the 1 ball's getting low. I just switch around a little bit. And
right, you find the correct spot to get it to go where you want it to, yeah. Look at that shot.
Good safety.
Super nice.
Nice control.
Well, he killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He hit him behind the 9, and he opened up the 4.
So kicking in the side here. Wants to hit the right side of the 1. Then if he does not make it in the side, the 1 ball will go towards the short rail to create some distance.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Boom.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Did he call it there? I guess he called it there.
No, he didn't call it. And well, a lot of good things that could happen if he hits it a little bit
Yeah.
more over.
Yeah.
And tough to see if that 2-ball goes. Also for Vitaliy, he's checking. I mean,
It's a little tougher to tell from
if
there.
it doesn't go, you can still decide to play safe. Maybe bank it away, 3 rails,
Or bank
or
it one
bank
rail.
it 1 rail. Looks like
He's
he's
gonna 3 rails.
the 3 rails.
Ooh.
Good speed. I like it. Didn't want
Yeah.
to bring the 2-ball all over in front of the corner pocket.
Yeah, it makes it an easier jump shot for him to make.
Like you can see, real, nice execution there. He used, I mean, they all play Russian Pyramid in the area he lives in, so usually they make a lot of young straight shooters in Russia and Ukraine. And
That's a tough game.
well, I never got to play it, but they got me scared.
They had a couple of tables in Brooklyn, New York, in a pool hall over there. That I mean, the balls are like softballs. They're massive, and then the pockets are so small you can barely fit a ball into the pocket.
So Tyler,
Well, if he's gonna
managed to
play
hit
it
the 2.
safe.
Yeah, I like going behind the 6 here.
Mhm,
I don't
me
think.
too.
Yeah, will be quite aggressive if he goes for the 6.
Oh, he hit it too thick.
Yeah, he could have done more with the cue
Mhm.
ball. Well, besides that he left the 2-ball on, at least he could have been really close to the 6.
Mhm.
So, is there anything obvious for Mr. Styer?
Maybe thin it and bring the cue ball downtown.
I like that. Get the 2-ball behind the 6 and maybe get the cue ball in between the 3 and the 8.
Mhm.
Can also choose the other way around, bang the 2-ball towards the 3 and the 8,
Mhm.
and get the cue ball behind the
Behind
4
the
and the
4.
9
Yep.
on the top long rail.
See, he's probably thinking is, can I get enough speed on that 2-ball to bank it? I think the easier option here is thin the 2, but the danger in there is leaving an easy 2-5 combo if you let him see the 2.
Yeah, or a carom, possibly,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, I like sending a 2, and if he banks the 3-ball towards, the 2-ball towards the 3, he can have enough speed on the
Mhm.
cue ball. I'm not sure about this.
Oh, he got it.
It's got it
But
safe.
yeah, it requires a perfect touch. Yeah.
But it's not always the strongest, as the
Mhm.
kicking part makes it a lot easier here.
Mhm.
It's not really tough to hit the 2-ball because you're always going to leave them
Right.
on the long
You're
rail.
giving them options. You're giving them an easy way out.
Yeah, and I always say if the percentage gets higher for people to hit a ball,
Mhm.
then it's also a bigger percentage of getting lucky. They don't really, like, he could call it somewhere and give it a big slam and get lucky, and
Yeah.
now you get back to the table hooked, even
And
though
then
you
you
played
lo-
a safety,
Mhm.
a good safety.
And then you lose on the hill, and that one extra game and that one extra shot made all the difference.
Yeah.
Right. Every shot counts.
So it looks like, oh, he might be still able to feather the left side, which is okay. Bang the 2-ball to a short
But
rail.
he did not want to hit the 9. He wanted to go long rail and then back down.
Yeah, and this is a good example of the sliding of the cloth still.
Oh yeah, look.
He
You
put
saw,
some- he
you saw
put
how
some-
much it tailed away, right?
Yeah, he put some top spin on there and it just
Mhm.
opened up a bunch. And, well, he's got cover of the right side of the 2, but expect Tyler to bring the cue ball back in between the 7-8-3.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to shoot the same shot he shot before. I think he's definitely going to.
Oh.
He is. He is. Look at that. He is. I didn't think he was going to do it. Man, that was a hell of a
Well,
touch right there.
You look at the speed is great.
Yeah. Well, considering it's a new cloth, it's absolutely perfect.
Just, he left
he-
an
he-
easy 1-railer though, so I do expect him to be
Right.
safe after this. If he can kick this, top spin, and call it in the side, miss the side, and big chance of being safe.
I would call this in the
Yeah, maybe
lower
in the-
right hand pocket, so that way I can kick it 2 rails and stop the cue ball there for position in the same pocket. Oh, you hit it way too thin.
Well, and it worked out. Well, it
Yes.
worked out as he can't make the 2-ball straight. But
Yeah, he's probably going to try to hide him underneath the 3.
yeah,
Calling the 5 just in case.
Not sure if he can get the 2-ball out. He might run into the in the 10-ball if he banks it over. That's what he took a little bit more time for, but
There you go.
he did well. Maybe decided to put some inside on there, just a hair, so the 2-ball would shorten up.
Yeah, straighten it out a bit, right?
See, I think there is a little inside on there. You could really see the 2-ball didn't really open up. It went short. Nice control safety shot there. And Vitaliy Patsura is going airborne. I don't think he's got anything else. I'm not sure if he can kick, so. And there's, if he can get over the 3-ball, there is a 5-ball in front of the pocket. Oh, good try. And where did he leave the 2? Oh, he's left it, I think it's covered by the 7. Nice control though, if you look at the cue ball. Was not far off. Where does it go?
Oh, it goes. He's going for it.
Oh, it did go. It didn't get covered. Well, left a good starter there for Styer to gain some rhythm. Not much trouble on the table. Just needs to stay in line mostly.
Yeah, all he has to do is go forward about 3-4 feet. As long as he doesn't end up behind the 6. Ooh, that was actually a blessing.
Well, it actually worked out really good for him.
Well, because I think he hit it too hard. I think he was going to end up behind the 6. See, look at the speed that it had. All right, there's a good chance I would have wound up in front of the 6.
Oh, and also he got the cue ball off the rail, which is nicer execution, of course. Gets a little uncomfortable being on the rail. So
this kid is so dead focus. I always love his focus, and his fundamentals are so strong. I mean, he literally takes every shot like his life depended on it. And you know, that's something that most of these elite players have in spades, right, Tim? You have to literally shoot every shot like your life literally depends on it in order to play at that top level. If you're not taking it serious at all, you're just wasting your time.
yeah, there's no way you can do it half. You really, it's either all in or go home.
Yep.
He's left himself a good angle in the 6. Natural to go with top left, go 2 rails, always towards the next ball. Just to, always get a nice angle on the 7.
Very nice.
Well,
Nice
he
little touch
might
there.
have put a little bit too much spin on there. I think he just has the angle towards the 9 instead of the 8.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to play the 8 on the side, but he might have to, and because I don't know if the inside spin will grab if he hits it with high left.
Yeah, me neither. Or he can choose to draw 2 rails out. I like that.
He's going to have to hit it with a lot of speed.
Oh, he was forcing 1 rail. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he had that much angle, but
Hit it great, too.
Yeah.
That's not an easy shot. You have to hit it nice. But notice how he's still focused on making sure that he made the ball, no matter what.
yeah, so he's not trying to get close to the 9. He's just stunning off the rail, a diamond, to guarantee himself a look on the 9. That's the only thing you need. Don't always have to get straight on your next shot.
Just need to give yourself a shot at the cheese.
Get the cheddar. Nice little soft draw there.
Yeah, Tyler's looking pretty strong from the gate. Coming out pretty strong.
So 2-0. 2-0 for Tyler Styer.
You ever see any of Tyler's pictures that he puts on Facebook with all those incredible looking, fantastic steaks that he makes?
Yeah, he really likes to use the grill.
Oh yeah, I was talking to him about it last night, and he's gonna try to give me a couple of recipes.
Yeah, he really likes to cook.
Everyone says that it's unbelievable. I gotta try it next time. Maybe when I go to Wisconsin next year.
Hopefully, I'm in. Who doesn't like a good steak?
Mm.
So here we see Vitaliy Patsura, around 25 years old. And Tyler Styer, around the same age. Ready to break the balls from the center again, from the side.
Let's see the one ball. Let's see how he controls it.
Yeah, needs a quite square hit.
Oh, it's a little
So-
tough to control it if a ball kicks it around. Oh wow, that one was about to go up
Yeah.
table, and that ball stopped it from going there.
Well, here we see the 8 ball
Boom.
was
Eight.
running into, well, in this case
Yeah.
the 4, but usually is spoiling the fun.
Yeah.
The ball on the corner. So that means he needs to move the cue ball around a little bit, maybe go to the inside or maybe a little bit back
Mm-hmm.
to create a different timing on the 1. But no shot on the 1, so he's playing the push out.
I would imagine he's going to take this. He knows Tyler's a very good jump shot artist, but I think he might be able to make it off the 6 if he overcuts it.
Well, I think I would give this back because I don't
Yeah.
really see
Oh,
a
he
lot of
can't make it off
future
the
in
6.
this.
Yeah. No, you're
got-
right. He can't hit it off the 6 anyway. But it's tough to play position here. But I think Tyler, if he goes for this and goes 3 rails, he still has to hope he doesn't end up behind one of those balls.
Well, it looks like the cue ball is going to travel quite short. So, not sure if he can go behind the 5. Maybe with some draw, but it makes it tough. Good effort. But usually people miss jumps or shots in general because they are trying to make something happen that is not always there.
That's correct.
Like in
Yeah.
this case, the traveling to the 3 ball was not 100% there.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided to just cheat the pocket a little bit fat. And now he
Now he missed
missed
the
the
shot.
shot. So, and this is a pretty high reward jump. Or he's saying, I think I would jump this.
I think I would jump it too.
Because you can stun towards the 6 and always have a shot on the 3.
Yeah, you're gonna end up on the wrong side of the 3 if you masse it. It's because the table is sliding. Unless he can see it, maybe he can see it, or maybe all he has to do is just jump a little bit over the 7. You know how if only like a quarter of the ball is blocking you, you can actually still jump with a full cue.
Well, he decided
Yeah,
to masse
well,
it, but to play
Yeah,
the position on the short rail, like on the left side of
that
the
was
3
a
on the
stretch.
short
Yeah,
side
that was a stretch.
was tough. So I think a bad choice there from Vitaliy, and especially if you look at the score. So still some traveling to do. Going from the 5 to the 6 is tough.
Yeah, you need leave the cue ball near the head spot there. Anywhere near there is good. Then if he gets just right in the 4 wheel, he has to do is just draw back a bit and get like slight angle in the 5. He shouldn't have a problem getting one from the 5 to 6. The key here, I think, is getting good from the 3 to the 4.
Probably some high right on this. Center table.
Very nice.
Nice and straight on the 4. Can choose to play the stop shot and go 2 rails on the 5 ball. Well, he's got a small angle to left, so he's choosing to.
And you know the right shot there, if he can't draw to the other side, is a stop shot because you have more angle on the 5, so you don't have to worry about the slide as much.
Yeah, I
You'd
like
be
to go
pretty-
2 rails on the
Mhm.
5.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's correct.
I'm not sure. He's left himself a little bit more straight than I would probably put myself, but
Yeah.
he can still play a little stun minimum left.
Yeah, I love this shot because I'm a straight pool player. I don't mind hitting the rail, hitting the 9, and then sending the cue ball that way as long as the 9 is far away from the pocket to where I don't have to worry about it scratching off the 9. It's a
Oh.
very, very easy shot in straight pool. Yeah, this is assuming he can get past the 9. If he can get past the 9, he's going to go 2 rails.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but
If he
if you
ca-
have a fuller hit, I mean, if you
yeah.
have a fuller hit, then you can go the other route. The hit here is too thin. Oh, did he hit that too
Ooh.
soft?
Well, he also
Yeah.
made the shot a little bit on the thick
Yeah.
side, and it's got too short. So he called the bank. He's playing quite aggressive. You know, it only takes one mistake for Patsura to get in the match.
You get it? Nope,
Oh,
came
and
short. Oh, you left him on top of Mount Everest? No, almost left him on top of Mount Everest.
well, I would like to play this with
Yeah.
low left, and I don't think he can with that 7 ball being there. You see a replay. Just a little bit too firm. Decided to draw the cue ball. That's how the bank shot came short. And yeah, what would you do? You roll it in?
I would just cinch it in. I don't think you need to do anything fancy here.
Yeah.
See, he missed it because of he's trying to, you know, I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes on a newer cloth, when you shoot the ball with spin and where you normally would, you have the tendency to overcut it a bit
Yeah.
because of the way it slides.
Yeah, both players are of course not used to this brand new cloth because they've been playing on the other tables where everybody's been practicing. So it was quite a risk to play with that much inside. And is he playing the bank here?
Yeah.
Oh.
And look, he might have gotten away with it. Now let's see if he can play the billiard on the 8. It came pretty short there. Billiard on the 8 and play position. Oh, it might be too far away. I can't tell from here.
Well, he can also choose to bank the 6 ball 2 rails and stun the cue ball into the 8 to make it. This way he can bank the 6 ball over to the top left corner and continue his run. I think it's go time here. Like this. Oh,
Yeah.
needs a little, hit it a
Still
little
needs
thin.
to be a little
Is it coming
fortunate.
out? Well, that
You got
works.
it. You got it.
It's a good shot there. Nice control on the 6, good speed.
Yeah, main thing is he didn't hit it too hard. Now you go 2 rails here, parallel to the 7 more or less. He can kill it here. It's a new cloth.
Yeah, got a little bit more distance on the 7 than I expected him to. Didn't put some left spin on there, and
I agree with what you say. I think they're still trying to figure out the difference between this and the other practice tables, right?
I would not be surprised if he's not holding the cue ball for the 9 inside. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Nice execution, good speed.
It's still going. Look at that.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it's still going.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah, he's good here.
He's got a nice angle on the 9. If he makes it, float off the rail, he should be okay. But I always say, especially in this format, that first game on the board is such a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Just settles down a lot more. And that's what he's going for here.
You saw the slide, though. You saw the slide, right? You saw that little dip of the cue ball?
And I expected him to just play it soft and hold the cue ball with some left. He really put some stroke in there.
Watch a little dip there. Look.
Quite surprised to see him play this because
He's
I have
probably-
played him a couple times and he's usually quite steady. But of course he's from Ukraine and they haven't really been playing much either over there. They haven't been able to practice a lot, so maybe he's still adapting. But he takes his first game, Vitaliy Patsura, all the way from Ukraine. Tyler Styer leading 2-1. And we're going for a short break. We'll be right back. We are back here, the Seybert's Michigan Open from the Kellogg Arena. Tim de Ruiter and Tony Robles here. Robles, I'm sorry.
If you remember Hopeless, you remember Robles. If you remember Hopeless, then you remember Robles. Because I'm Tony Hopeless when I play bad, but Tony Robles when I play good. Now you'll never forget.
Yeah, no, I might never forget, yeah. So good to have you here, and
well, the pleasure is mine, buddy.
nice squat of the cue ball on the one. You could see the one got close, but bounced out of the side pocket here.
And although we cannot see the chat, we want to thank every single person for tuning in to support the live stream and the chat. We appreciate each and every one of you, your comments and everything. And thanks for tuning in. We hope you're enjoying the show, because this is just day one. We have 3 more days to go after this, and it's going to get better and better.
Yeah, and I'd like to take this moment to thank our sponsors and partners, of course, because without them, these huge Pro Billiard Series events are not possible. So we have Seybert, Predator Cues, CueSports International, the WPBA, and the US Pro Billiard Series partners are Kamui, Alpha Coin, Jam Up Apparel, and Medaya Light. Thank you all. And this is a great hit there. Needs some cover. Did not get there, and he's left a shot on the one.
And as most of you know, the official equipment is made by Predator, the Predator Apex table. The 9-footers we're using here for the pro event, and the 7-footers are being used for the amateur event, for the Michigan State Championships.
Yeah, great to see that they supplied all the equipment. Also, we have the Predator Arena lights with the Predator Arcos II balls.
And the Arcadia cloth.
Arcadia cloth and the Predator bridges as well. And here we see a nice bump on the 2 ball. Ready to go here, Tyler Styer. Not sure about the 3 ball. I think it might go to the bottom left.
Yeah, I think it
would be nice to go quite straight on the 3.
Hit that perfect speed. Perfect speed.
And what kind of angle does he have?
I think he has that angle where, you know, if you slide, if the cue ball's sliding when it reaches the object ball, it turns it a bit. So you can actually make the 3 from here. You still have to manage the speed.
Yeah, I think he can stun the cue ball out. Should be okay. Oh, he hit the 9 ball first.
Wow. Yeah, it's cute to see Margaret is playing on the table opposite from him, and she keeps standing up and taking a peek to see how he's doing while she's playing her match.
Quite risky, but
yeah.
Sometimes you can't really help it. I sometimes have these phases where I play a match and I'm so aware of what's happening around me.
Yeah, and you're supposed to
then like people always tell me like, hey, you know, like you play a lot better if you just focus on your own game. And I played my best matches just being everywhere, and I tried being so focused on just the table, and I played great matches and bad matches. So still figuring out what is the right formula. I think it just really differs per person.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think a perfect example is that it's someone like Ralph Souquet or Niels Fayen. Niels Fayen is all laser focused on that table, and that's all he cares about. He doesn't even focus on his opponent or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't, if his life depended on it, he couldn't tell you who's next to him.
Yeah, no, true. It's, tough to say. So let's go back to the game here. We have Vitaliy on the table after Tyler's fall, of course, and has a good opportunity here to tie the score 2 each, which didn't really look like what's going to happen when Tyler was in the lead 2-0 and
that's correct.
Running out. So big swing here, momentum. And can he stun the cue ball and run into the 10 ball?
Absolutely, he can definitely do that. And even if he ends up straight on the 7, he could just shoot a stop shot and cut the 8 in the corner. Just don't want to put the 10 too close to the, oh, look, he was able to get past it. See, that's the thing. Sometimes it's hard to tell from the angle you have. But also the fact that it's easier to draw the ball on the newer cloth makes it easier to draw past that ball.
Yeah, here you see on the cue ball, really grabbed the spin
Yeah.
before contact. And prime position here on the 7. So let's see what he plays. I expect him to just play low right to shoot the 9 ball in the top left corner in this field. Don't really like to go 2 rails as the cue ball is still like finding its path on the sliding cloth.
Yeah, it's a risk going the other way. But that looks like that's what he's going to do. But you see how the ball slid, straightened out a bit.
Yeah,
He
now
didn't end up going as close to it as he was hoping to.
yeah, he's in a little in between here. Well, he has to shoot it to the bottom left.
So how would you play position here? Would you hit it with inside spin and go 2 rails, or would you hit it with outside spin and let the slide take you towards that side pocket?
I like low left.
Yeah, me too. I like that as well.
Just because the forward, it's close to the scratch, either the corner and the side, and he played it with like stun run and then with left spin, which was very unnatural, especially with the slide on the cloth stuff. And
might have gotten away with it. It all depends on what Tyler does here.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was looking at the bank. Of course, if he cuts this, the corner has a big pocket though. But I think I like the bank here. Play the speed, and if you miss, it gets to the short rail. Ooh, he hit that too firm. Oh boy. Staying calm. Of course, we're playing 2 races to 4 in a deciding shootout if it ties 1 each. So
and
don't get frustrated, even though you should have maybe been 3-0 up. Don't get frustrated.
No,
stay calm.
Because you have to be prepared to come back to the table to win when your next opportunity comes up. And if you get frustrated, you're decreasing the chances. Yeah, you see it. You overhit that too, huh?
Yep. Both players really trying to figure out the speed here. Of course, we're close to the lake. That's what Tyler told me just before this match. He's like, well, the table's going to play fast because humidity will play a big role. And
we have a tight ball game.
Yeah, it's 2 each. And quite unexpected, actually, because it looked like Tyler was running away with this first set. Here we see a nice overview, the Michigan State Championships and the Seybert's Michigan Open. We got a men's and women's event going on here. We can see on the right all 9-foot Apex Predator tables. And on the left, we got 50 tables total here.
And we got to see Karen Kaur there. She's making a comeback, starting to play full time again, so it's great to have her back. I was practicing a little bit last night with Allison Fisher, and I asked her, I said, who was your biggest rivalry? I said it was Karen Kaur, wasn't it? She said, yeah.
And it looks like Vitaliy Patsura has taken his time out, so we'll take a short break as well. We'll be right back. So we are back here, Kellogg Arena, the Michigan Open. We see Tyler Styer here waiting in the arena with referee Dwayne Payne. Still waiting for Vitaliy Patsura. Looks like he's about to get back to the arena to continue this first set, race to 4. And with me in the booth is Tony Robles, the hopeless Robles.
Yeah, there you go.
He learned me, he taught me well. So,
The hopeless Robles.
hopeless Robles. Only when he's not playing well. So referee Dwayne Payne racked the balls. The Predator Arcos II balls here for Vitaliy Patsura from Ukraine to rack the balls, to break the balls.
And as you mentioned earlier, Tim, it looked like Styer was going to run away with it when he built a 2-0 lead, looking comfortable on the table, and then a couple of things went wrong, and now we have a tied ball game.
Yeah, I like these races to 4. It's nice to see momentum switch all the time, and this could be a big momentum switch back to Tyler. But quite fortunate with how the ball's laid out. So he did scratch straight in the side pocket, so no really unlucky. It's just pure Vitaly's mistake, and lucky to have the 2-5-7 tied up together. So he's looking to...
I mean, even if he can get on the 2, which I think he can, he's still going to have to come back to play the 5 in the same pocket.
Yeah, which I think is low percentage.
You're better off getting the cue ball all the way up the table and shooting a stop shot on the 5 and leaving him buried behind the 7.
Yeah, you might choose to open him up now, but he did not. Yeah, I think it's low percentage to go from a 2 back down table for the 3 and then get in that small window on the 5. But it looks like he has to shoot here. He's got no safety, or at least no stop shot on the 2.
Well, I mean, it's worth the risk because if he ends up getting perfect on the 2 to where he can play the 5, he can do that. But I think at some point he has to make up his mind, say, am I going to play position for the 5 or am I going to try to get perfect on the 5? I mean, he didn't get that angle here, obviously.
No, he's got quite some angle here. You see, kind of held his stroke. Like he usually does have a big elbow drop, but on this shot he didn't go as fluent as he did before, and I'm not sure if he can avoid the 6. Called the extension. We're playing with a 30-second shot clock here. One player, or both players have 1 extension each.
Is he going to try to put him behind the 5-7? Looks like he's aiming to the other side of the ball.
He could bang the 3 ball behind the 10, maybe on the short rail, and get the cue ball 2 rails behind the 5 and the 7. Yeah, I don't really see much position. If he makes the 3 in the side, he doesn't really have much future.
Yeah, it looks like he's going behind the 5-7.
Oh, did he maybe bang? Did he call that?
I don't know, but
could have been a good, nice 2-way shot.
If he would have made that, he would have had a perfect safe behind the 9 ball there.
The 9 ball?
I mean, behind the 7. I'm sorry.
7, yeah.
Behind the 7. That's right.
Yeah, just stunned the cue ball a little bit too much. And again, that's the sliding of the cloth. And
would you hit the 3 thin and bring the cue ball all the way to where it's at more or less now to play a safe? Or?
Well, I'm probably going to play for the position in the top right corner. Well, you can just gamble here. Like, just make sure you can see the 5 always. Like this. I like this.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't think he could hit it thick enough to do that, but obviously he could, right? I thought he had to cut that ball a little more, but if you can hit it as thick as he did, then yes, why not? Because even if you overhit it, you might end up. See, I think he could hit it that thick.
As long as you play enough speed, he was always going to see the 5 ball. That was main objective. If he came too short, he could have played the stop shot safe. If he played too hard, same thing. So he played a good position. He has a nice result and a good chance to go on the hill in his first set, which would be a big
After
deal.
being down 2-0.
Yeah. And I really think if you give this guy some room to get comfortable in the arena, he can really start beating some top favorites in this tournament. This guy is a good player.
If you say so, then, I believe you because I've never seen him, but I've heard nothing but great things about his game.
Well, the word is out as well that he won a nice big bar table tournament in Texas a couple of weeks ago, as he's been staying with Christina and Federer.
Mm-hmm.
So he has been playing, just not on the brand new equipment. I'm really surprised to see him play this shot, because I really like to play a low left on that.
You have to hit it on a table that's sliding,
It's just,
especially at this critical point of the match.
well, that, and you could really see how the cue ball bend his way to go this 3 rails, and that's how he lost a lot of speed as well. He's okay though, if he can cut the 7 in with some right and go 2 rails, doesn't have to be in trouble.
Wow, nice shot.
Well, you played a double speed and a little no man's land here. He does have it in the top left, but
Look at the ball sliding. Whoop.
and then here as well. So he does have it in the top left, but
All he has to do is just focus on making it.
yeah, I would just stun just past the side and take a longer 10. I'm not gonna go more crazy like that.
And this is the opportunity to get on the hill after being down 2-0 in the first set.
And there
And
it
he gets on the
goes.
hill.
Vitaliy Patsura leading 3-2 over Tyler Styer, and yeah, well, I have to say, Tyler did have its chances until now. Of course, he had the chance in 2-0, but he's had a couple more looks here and there to change the game. And, well, you never know what's going to happen, of course. The momentum can change after 1 game, can change after 3.
That's correct. Yeah, because the last time that Vitaliy broke the balls, the cue ball went straight to the side. So he needs to make sure he makes that slight bit of an adjustment. He doesn't want to make that same mistake being on the hill and him breaking.
So he's breaking from the side again. Kind of surprised to see them breaking from the same spot around the side again. So I expect 1 ball again to be kissed. It's not a real surprise to me if they start breaking from the same spot from the cue ball to see the 1 get kissed again, and well, didn't make a ball here. You see a replay. Look at the 1 being kissed here. And no lucky wild balls going in. Quite fortunate to not leave Tyler with an easy option here on the 1.
I mean, I don't know if you watch any of the first match, but when Robert Frost was breaking from the center, he failed to make the second ball in the side pocket only once in the entire match. And he kept him in the match against Rico.
Yeah, well, it always changes. Like, of course, every referee racks the balls a little different. Not saying better or worse, just different, and that really impacts the break a lot. But I like to look for something consistent.
Right.
So consistently, I would say break from the side to make the 1. But of course, if the table is breaking, like if it's racking really well and the 10 ball is staying there and the 2 balls are going to the side, well, then I'm breaking from the center. Of course,
Yeah.
you got to optimize on your chances. So I expect the cue ball behind the 7-8 here. Hit that a little soft. Like he's good, but I really like to be in between the 7-8, like really lock him up.
You want to put him in jail with no bail and throw away the key, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and he's got the zigzag going, which he could not have if he was going to be in between the 7-8. Also, he can go one rail, but I do like the zigzag here. If he hits the 1 with the right speed, he can get behind the 9.
The 9, yeah.
Maybe the 1 behind the 4. Like there's a couple things that could go well.
No, it's really the only shot he has. He doesn't really have any other shot. Even if he may say they pass it 2, he end up going on, towards the 9, not the 1.
Yeah, or maybe kicking
get
one rail of
yeah,
the short
one
rail
rail.
and hard, but I like this 2 rails.
No, here you have a future. The other way, you don't really have a future.
Yeah. Some right spin.
Ooh.
Well, he didn't really put a lot of
You
spin.
need to put a lot more spin than that.
Yeah. So ball in hand for Vitaliy, who struggled in the first couple games. So
Badly, yeah.
So it's really surprising to see him having at least the chance to win the first set here. So quite expected to see him shoot the 1, where I might like to shoot the 1-4 combination, just so I don't have to travel back to the other side of the
Right.
table and go up and down.
I don't think he can see it, though, yeah.
Oh yeah, it doesn't go. From this view now I
Yeah,
see it doesn't go, which makes things a lot more complicated.
of course. I'm pretty sure if he could see the 1-4, he would have shot it, for sure.
Yeah.
Because then it makes it easier to get from the 1 to the 2 after making the 4.
Yeah. And I do like that he played the short side on this 2 ball. So now he can choose to stun off the rail to shoot the 3 in the bottom right corner. Can also choose to forward the cue ball softly and play the 3-5 combination. I like to go forward here. Some people really like to stun the cue ball a lot, but
No, I like to go with soft foul. But look at it. Look how it got away from him a bit. You see that? It's very easy to get the cue ball to get away from you if you have to hit it a little softer than you normally would in order to compensate for the
yeah, for the
slide.
cloth. Like you really have to like float the ball in, like
Mhm.
just literally float in. And now, if he plays a combination, the cue ball's gonna move more. The 3 ball's going to move. He hit it dead on, but
Yeah.
is the cue
that
ball
could have
going to
easily
stop
gone
in
wrong.
time? Yeah, it does. Well, nice control there, because just if he cuts the the 5 ball a little bit more, he lost the 4.
Freezes to the rail, yeah.
Yeah, tough. But he managed well. And on his way, some inside. It's not going to grab much, so yeah, it
He
just took.
grabbed more than I expected, to be honest with you.
Well, he wasn't also not trying to put maximum spin on there. Just
Mhm.
make sure he played the right speed. And here again, I will play with right spin, just a hair, because if you play just center ball, it's always going to curl a little bit more forward, a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, go to
Because
the
of the-
opposite side of the 6 instead.
Yeah. Just because of the cloth. Well, he played with some inside. I don't like
Whoa,
this.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh.
that's a shocker. I did not expect that at all.
And I'm not sure, like, was he trying to go in between the 6 and the 10? Or was he trying to play long rail, short rail around the 6?
Yeah.
Like, you
But look
could
at- look at-
really
look at
see
it.
the cue ball bend in
Yeah,
the
but yeah,
beginning.
even bent towards the end. Towards the end, you could see it bending towards the end. It bent where you said, and then it continue going. And this is massive for Tyler because, he's due to make a ball on the break.
Yeah.
And he might end up making a ball on the break now and running out.
Oh, what did he do there?
Another slide. Let's take a look at that again.
Oh, I had a feeling he was playing with left spin on that. And wow, what did he do there?
Wow.
Well, of course he's playing safe here, but
Wow.
I would be not so happy. He played a good safety here, though. He's got coverage by 2 balls behind the 8 and the 10, which was most important.
Mhm.
If he didn't get the cover by the 10, then
Yeah.
easy return. And there's only one kicking from the top short rail. But yeah, losing the cue ball like that is not Tyler-like.
No, it's not.
So, and again, there is good stuff that can happen if he kicks this the right speed. I don't like kicking with a lot of speed. He did. And with a lot of speed, I expected something like this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
what we call you sell the farm for a pack of beans.
Yeah. Well, he did. He made a bad deal there. And
there's
well,
Toasty over there.
yeah, Thorsten Homan. I might pay him a visit next week.
In New York?
Yeah, going
Yeah,
2
nice.
weeks to New York. My first time. Really excited.
Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome. That's where I grew up. You know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's he is right there. Toasty. He's now the official pro of Amsterdam Billiards. And he's doing a fantastic job. I'm very proud of the job that he's done taking over his house pro over there after I left.
Well, I might have to take some lessons. Pretty
won't
sure
regret
he's
it.
got some stuff to
Oh, yeah.
show me.
He's got tons of it.
Oh, this is a nice draw shot from Tyler. Good speed. Could have been in trouble if he was straight on the 9, and now he is.
Do you like stunning here on the new cloth, or do you like following with the right?
I'm a follow player. I
Yeah.
always like to go
Yeah.
forward.
Yep, I'm the same way.
He can choose to draw. If he plays low left, then at least he can get off the rail and get close
But
to the 10.
it'll lengthen the angle too.
The only thing I'm not sure about here is he needs to put enough right spin to not
Wait,
get
he
close
doesn't
to
wanna
the
curve
side.
into the side.
Yeah.
If he hits it wrong, he could curve to the. Okay. Oh, never mind. I
he
thought he
played
had more
some-
angle than that.
Yeah, he played some stun as well.
Stun follow.
So, but the cue ball on the rail and straight. This is a little tester. It always looks so easy, but being on the rail is uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yes.
you remember that famous 9-ball that Alex Paguline missed against Jason Shaw in the World Pool Masters to
Same
Hill
thing.
Hill. Same exact thing. He had a slight angle, but he missed it. Jason was like, you could tell Jason felt bad he was winning like that.
Yeah, yeah. But it takes him 3 each. And we'll be back with the remainder of the set after a short break. So we are back here at the Seybert Michigan Open. First round match for Tyler Styer from the USA. But looks like he's in a little trouble here, being 3 each with Ukraine's Vitaliy Patsura. Styer to break.
That one ball almost got
Oh.
kicked again. He made a ball. He made a ball.
He made 3.
Yeah, wow.
And
He has a shot. It looks like he has a shot.
not sure. That one ball on the point. He overcut the one ball a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how it got a little bit short, but still went in the top corner and 2
Oh,
balls
he can
dropped
see
him.
it.
Yeah, he can see it, but not
Yeah.
cut it in the corner, which is quite unlucky. Yeah, what can you play here? This is an awkward spot. Might be able to bank the 3 ball over next to the 9 and the 8 on the short rail.
That's what I would do. I would bank it one rail and try to play position in the 4, but I'm wondering if he has enough room to bank it past a 6. I don't know if he does.
Well, I'm not trying to
With the
make it. I'm
inside
trying to
spin.
play the
Yeah.
safety, I think. Get to the
Mm-hmm.
left side of the 9-8.
He's gonna go for the jump.
Ooh. Okay, he's kicking. He was playing the
Yeah.
push to leave the kick.
Yeah.
Because there's a big chance to get behind the 5. Yeah, you have to. I mean, I'm kicking here.
You have to, because
don't give
you
it
have an
back.
excellent opportunity to leave him behind the 5. There's no way.
Well, you don't want to be trapped on, like
Yeah.
you're hill, and now you give the push out back, and next time you visit the table, you're trapped behind the 5, and you have, if it's there, you got to go here.
still has to hit it good, because if he hits it a little bad and the cue ball has too much movement, it might escape the 5. Other downside to not hitting it perfect is if the 3 hits a 6 and stops around that area. But either way, like you said, you have to go for the kick.
Yeah, but I don't think he's got the nice angle to kick the 3 ball really up table and get behind the 5. I think he has to leave the 3 in between the 5-6 and get.
That's why I gave it back.
Well, I'm still.
Yeah, I would still take it.
I mean, you can kick a little bit more towards the pocket, and then with some inside spin, I think it would create a really nice angle on the 3.
You have to take this.
Or you're kicking yourself if you get behind the 5 here, then.
I mean, even if Tyler doesn't hit it perfectly and leaves him out, I still think it was a right shot for him to take.
After the break, I think it was the best move, for sure. It's that little moving game that really makes a difference. Let's see. Tough to judge the spin though. Needs to hit it good. Oh, and
as soon as he hit it, I knew it, because I saw that he was going to come short there, and now he's going to get locked up behind the 6.
Well,
here.
and I think he got quite fortunate, as he did not hit a real after with the 3 or the cue ball, just the 5 ball. So, and Vitaliy playing the safety behind the 6 here. Doesn't want the cue ball to crawl out.
Gonna lock him up.
Yeah. Still left the 1 railer, which could have quite good results.
What speed do you like to kick this with?
Well, he's kicking short rail, 1 rail, and I'm kicking medium speed. If you hit that right side, there's a bunch of like in this view, the bottom side. I think there's a bunch of good stuff that can happen. Like, there's no reason to kick it hard. There's no reason to kick it soft. I want to hit a rail after, and I want to create a little separation. Oh boy.
Ooh. He came way short than what he expected there. Yeah, he's looking at like, how is it possible? He's like in shock.
Well, I mean,
because look where he aimed.
But he's really short here.
Oh yeah, that's super short.
It's either he play. Well, I'm pretty sure he's too short. But it's either that or he put some unintentional spin.
Yeah, either that or he's trying to think, hey, let me compensate for the slide since I'm kicking 1 rail, and then he didn't compensate enough. So I think that might be what screwed him up a little bit there.
Oh, and it shows that after being 2-0 up and having a good position to go to 3-0, like, it really got him out of stroke and really got him thinking about a lot of stuff more than he used to do in the beginning. This is also, there's multiple phases of tilt. There is a mistake tilt as well, where a player gets worse the more mistakes they make. Like, it starts like just 1 and people say, okay, well, it's just 1 mistake, and then they run out of shape somewhere, and then it adds up, and at some point people just get on tilt.
Yeah.
And I think even though we're not seeing Tyler being mad or disappointed, I think there's a small tilt in there. Because he's had his chances for sure. I mean, I've been there. I know the feeling.
We've all been there.
We know.
The feeling very well. It's part of what makes you or turns you into a better player.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, I thought he overhit that for a second.
Oh, he hit it quite firm.
Yeah, he did. Look. Okay, I was right. As long as he didn't end up frozen on the 9 ball. When he hit it the first time, I said, man, that might freeze on the 9 ball.
Oh, I'm wondering, does that 8 go? Like, it looks like it does go alpha pocket.
Yeah.
So then this 6 ball would not be a big problem.
Right.
But now if it doesn't go, then he really needs to leave himself for a nice carry maybe on the 9. This is an awkward little spot here. And of course,
it looks like the 8 ball goes when you look at it from this view.
But don't forget, also the nerves are here. This is also pretty big for Vitaliy. He hasn't been competing much lately. Okay, nice swing.
Super strong shot though. Hit it with authority.
we'll figure out if the 8-ball goes.
I think it
I
goes,
think.
but
I mean, he's looking. Well, it does go.
Yep.
It does go. He has to play it. I mean, if you don't make it because you hit the 9, then so be it. But you gotta shoot here.
of course.
Oh, and it went smoothly. So just 2 balls to steal the first set, in my opinion. And can choose to play 2 rails forward, which I like. If you hit that 3rd rail, then you always be on the 10. He's playing low. Can choose to play 2
He
rails
just
as well.
has to manage the speed.
Oh boy.
Manage the speed. Oh, wow.
And this is why I was not a big fan of being low right on that. I would like to play inside.
Well, you know, I like the low right, but at a softer speed. But I'm used to shooting that shot on a new cloth, so I know how to compensate for that.
Well, it's just, what would you do when you feel bad? Not when you feel good,
Yeah.
but when you feel bad. Then I'm going always forward.
Right. Well, I mean, even if you end up with a longer shot, I see your point where you're trying to make it so that you have a shot at winning at least.
Yeah.
You know, shooting the winning
Well,
ball.
just when I'm feeling bad. Of course, when I'm feeling good, then it's a different story. And Patsura takes the first set, and Tyler takes a small break.
and we'll
so
be back.
are we.
Got a table change here, Bill McDonald, DJ Spencer, we're gonna go to 36, 130.
Okay, we're back and we are ready for set number 2. Vitaliy took the first one, hill, 4-3, and is going to break for the second set. And both players have been breaking from the corner. I can't really say with much success. And sure enough, as soon as I say that, he made the one straight in the corner. I mean, in the side pocket. Doesn't quite have a shot on the 3 ball, but I don't think he has a great angle here on the 2 ball to get on the 3 unless he plays it in the lower left-hand pocket from this view. What do you think, Tim?
Oh, he might be able to play this around the 5 behind the 3. Oh, he went for it. Wow.
Yeah. It was a good hit. It was a good hit, too. Look at the masse. It was a little masse. Look at the masse going right in between. Look at that.
Put some nice
See,
draw.
that's compensating for the slide.
Yeah, hell yeah. He adapted well. I was not sure if he had enough cut on the 2 ball, but he managed good. And
I thought he was going to go 3 rails to get there on the 3. That's what I suggested in the beginning, but I think he's starting to get into a comfort zone. He's starting to get into a comfort zone. Yeah, I mentioned that.
yeah, and just as I was getting a bottle of water, I ran into Tyler, and he says, "Man, did you see that kick shot?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." He said, I cannot believe I hit that so short. The
Yeah,
short,
the
the
one we
short
were
roll
talking
kick.
about
Yeah.
before.
So sounds like, yeah, Tyler is really adapting, still trying to feel the table as well.
Mhm.
That's what it sounds to me if he says something like
Right.
this. Which makes things more interesting. I mean, pool is fun when both players play great, but it's, in my opinion, more interesting to see what they do when they both
Yeah.
struggle, you know? That's the big question. What do they do when they struggle? So a nice layout here. Expect him to be in the center of the table on the 7 to go 2 rails to the 8 ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely want to go underneath the 8 and the 9 and the 10 to get on the 8.
Well, probably some traveling from the 8 to the 9.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. As soon as he hit it, I said, well, he overcut that ball.
Well, he tried to slow roll with some right spin, and you could really see the 6 ball got more throw. And here we see he put that little hair of right on there
Yeah.
and lost the 6.
And this is tricky because he might have to, I would like to hit this soft just in case I run into the 7 because I don't know if he can avoid it. Right, just soft.
I like
right?
that,
Just to
yeah.
control it.
So, and left himself a good angle to work with as well.
Mm-hmm.
Would be ideal to be straight on the 8 so you can shoot the 9 in the side pocket.
That's correct.
I think if you get where Tyler was pointing, then we will see him go 3 rails for the 9, which is obviously more risk. The more you travel with the cue ball, the more risk you have of making any mistakes, losing
Mhm.
the cue ball, scratching, getting not
Hitting the
perfect,
point,
wrong angles.
Doing something that you never thought possible. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Right?
It all comes from that one wrong positional shot. Oh,
Overhit it.
well, needs a
Oh,
little bump.
He's still good. He's still good. Definitely going to do the 3 railer here. When I do the 3 railer here, I like to get as close to that side as possible, coming back towards the 9, so that way
Yeah.
I get closer to it.
Well, I tell
He has a
myself,
natural.
just hit the 3rd rail.
Mhm.
If you hit the 3rd rail, you'll always run into the line
Mhm.
with the 9.
Just don't want to hit it too good and end up scratching. He's not going to
No,
scratch.
it looks
there.
good.
No way.
See, a little bump
go,
on the
boom.
last rail and
Little bumperoni here.
nice cue ball.
Here, I
So,
think he might have to hit this with follow in order to get position
yeah.
on the 10 ball. Draw wouldn't
Yeah,
wouldn't
as
favor him.
If he stuns the cue ball out or draws the cue ball, he will push the 10 ball to the short rail.
Mhm.
I like this. That's a good shot.
Yeah.
So this 10 ball to take again an early lead, but then in this 2nd set, Tyler Styer takes the 1st game, and we've seen quite some momentum switches already, back and forth.
See Margaret there supporting her man. She's obviously done with her match.
Yeah, of course.
Ernesto Dominguez there, one of the greatest table mechanics on planet Earth.
Of course, we haven't seen Margaret and Christina Tkach and Fedor and Vitaliy. We haven't seen them for a long time, so it will be interesting to see all of them play this week. Can't wait to see where they stand now because they had quite a long break between. So Tyler breaking. Still breaking from that same little spot. I don't really see him changing much. But he has had one break with 3 balls going in. So, of course, you can say, well, you know, if it works, it works. I don't have to make the 1.
Let's see if the 1 gets kicked by the 4. Or the 4 hits the 2 of the 6. And yep, it got kicked again.
It's the same thing, just that same exact spot. If you want to make sure it doesn't happen again, then move the cue ball. But no obvious shot here for Vitaliy. Here you see nice cue ball. I mean, he hit a great break. Just, do you want to hit a great break and look fancy, or do you want to make balls? That's.
What would you push here, Tim?
Well, usually when I push, I like to push balls together. Just so if I leave someone a shot, then they have to work to get the game. So you might be able to push 7 with the 3, or the 3 with the 4, the 2 with the 3, the 8 with the 5, like stuff like this. That's what I like. Like especially like this. I don't like this because it's a pretty easy return safety for Tyler. And if he gains cue ball in hand after, it's wide open. Could have maybe pushed the 8 with the 5. Like get something doing like together.
Yeah, when it's like this and I have a choice between, I might have pushed the cue ball to the 9 and have the 2 stay in front of the 1 ball. Makes it a little more difficult there.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he's leaving an easy return safety.
Well, he might be able to.
He might not be able to do that.
Might be able to run behind the 10-9 like this. Good shot. And if he blocked that long rail on the right, there's no easy 1 or 2 railer on the 1.
Right.
See, and this all comes from that 1 push out where, he didn't really gain a better position from. So decided to mess around it. And where's that 1 ball ending up? Oh, that works for Ukraine here. Little love bump on the 6.
You follow any of the channels on YouTube, Tim? Pool channels?
I'm not a big YouTube watcher, actually. I used to watch a lot of pool when I was younger. Like when I started playing pool, I watched every single live stream there was. But now I really like to just watch some One Pocket on YouTube sometimes. But mainly all the stuff I watch is on
One
Facebook.
Pocket's a great game. They have a number of YouTubers out there that have a lot of great stuff, a lot of great channels, a lot of good information, and I think it's great for the growth of the sport. And one of them in particular is a little Chris from Texas. I got to stay at his house to do a clinic over there, and I had a blast doing live streams with him and stuff like that. So there's this other gentleman named Ron Sheldon who has Ron the Pool Student. He has a channel as well, and he's here in Michigan. I got to spend like 3 hours in his house yesterday and stuff like that. So I got to hit some balls and show him stuff. It's interesting going around the country and meeting people that you see all the time promoting the game and meeting them in person. It's pretty cool. But I want to give them a special shout out because I think that not enough people out there are supporting them and thanking them for their hard work. Most people don't realize the amount of work that it takes to have an actual YouTube channel and the content that you have to edit and create and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Overcut that one.
And did he get the 3 and the 4 together by accident? You see, he didn't have the full pocket, and I think there was a little unintentional spin as well. And good thing for him is he hasn't left a nice chance for Tyler, so I expect him to play a safety, maybe roll up behind the 3 and the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little forward.
Maybe use a 9 and the 10 as blockers if you put the 2 ball by, parallel to them on the rail, on the long rail. If you have that angle. Because you want to really focus on the speed of the cue ball if you're going to try to put that cue ball behind those balls.
Okay, so he decided to make the 2 ball so he could play a good safety on the 3.
Right, use the 4 as a stopper.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that means he's trying to leave him behind the 5.
Well, I was
the
thinking,
6.
yeah, maybe he can go around the angles behind the 6. A lot of low left.
Just needs to make sure he does not run into that 7.
He did quite soft though. He just was playing for the 9 and the 10, and yeah, I would have liked to extend the path.
Yeah, he let him see a piece of it, so.
Can choose to play the long rail safety, the opposite sides. Can also, not sure if he can, I don't think so, bank the 3 ball over towards the 5. No, I don't like that. I like to cut the 3 to the left long rail with inside, get the cue ball behind the 7, and hopefully get the 9, 10
in the mix. I think that's the best option that he has.
Well, I'm glad this earpiece is working for him. I gave him this one before the match. It was his little earpiece.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just to make sure he hears my commentary.
No, you hit it great. You hit it great.
Yeah, good shot there. Just a little too short on the 7. If he got behind the 7, then Tyler would not have this easy hit, at least.
Did he hit it
this
too
is
hard?
nice.
I don't think he did. He hit that. Well, no, he hit it too hard,
I think
unfortunately.
it leaked out. Looked like it was going to be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell. It looks like he can make it.
Well,
yeah, I think he can make it. He can definitely make it.
It's just that I like to play top left on this, so the cue ball is going to curve a little bit towards the 9.
Right.
And especially when you are going to hit the 3 ball thin, you're losing a little accuracy.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, so he played a bit low just to make sure he gets to the center of the table, and
I'm assuming he can go past the 8 there.
I think so. It looks like it. Looks like he can just play top spin. Maybe put a little left to make sure you don't go too far when you hit the rail. Make sure you have some angle. I'm a big angle guy. I like to make sure that I don't get straight.
Oh yeah, he has a perfect angle there.
Oh, played some inside and.
I don't think he needed the inside.
Yeah, I didn't like the inside.
He had a perfect angle, just come off the rim. Go right towards that 5 ball.
Yeah, so he's lost the cue ball a bit.
Now he has to do what my coach used to call unnecessary heavy lifting.
Yeah, so he's jacking up here to hold the cue ball. I expect him to lose the cue ball here. Well, little bump on the 6, and it did work out for him.
Yeah, all he has to do is just focus on making the 6 ball. The cue ball is going to end up on the opposite side anyway of the table with automatic position on the 7. All you want to do is avoid getting straight on the 7.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yep, and he did his job there. Now if he gets almost straight on the 8 ball, he can just draw back a bit for the 9 ball in the lower right-hand corner. Mm.
Yeah,
Well, like
and
I said, he has to get almost straight on the 8, and he did. That's not how he wanted to hit the ball, but
yeah,
it
it's-
helped. It actually helped him.
yeah. Yeah, if he cut the ball a little bit more, then cue ball gets more speed. So we'll automatically get off the rail. Oh, we hit that a little bit on the thick side.
No, and the thing is, I don't know if he has enough cut to avoid. You know how sometimes when you have an exact hit where if you hit it with follow and the cue ball hits a 10, the cue ball and the 10 run down together parallel, so you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has that angle here, but if he does, he might have no choice but to elevate, assuming he has that angle. Let's see. Nope.
Well,
No, he's good. He's good. He's good. He didn't have that angle that I said. Where if he would had an angle where he would hit the ball fuller,
yeah,
then he
and
might be in
push it
trouble.
yeah. Well, and it looked like the cue ball was going to run a little lower, but he didn't really flinch there. So
Mm-hmm.
this 10 ball to tie the score 1 each in this second set of the Pro Billiard Series in Michigan, Battle Creek Arena.
So tell us about our sponsors, bud.
Yeah, well, we got too many of them. No. So, of course, we would like to thank our sponsors and partners. Yeah, because without them, there's no tournaments, no tour, no Pro Billiard Series. So we have the Seybert, of course, here, local Michigan sponsor. Predator Cues, CueSports International, the WPBA, and for the US Pro Billiard Series partners, we have Kamui, Alpha Coin, Jam Up Apparel, and Medalla Light. Thank you all for working with us.
And of course, all the equipment is provided by Predator Cues. Predator makes the tables, the bridges, the racks, the cloth, the balls. And they also have the 7-footers. First time I've seen the 7-footers. And it's a treat to watch. It really is. Is that 9-ball going in? Nope.
And left him perfect
Mm-hmm.
to start with here. Tyler Styer back to the table.
There's Jen and Emily, along with Toasty. All three are very good friends of mine. They're all from New York.
So needs to be careful to leave himself nice on the one, and well, as he has to travel back down table for the 2,
Mm-hmm.
he would have liked to have the 1 ball just a little bit off that rail.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky to get to the 2 from here. You might as well take a longer shot.
Yeah, he was looking at leaving the cue ball close to the side pocket and cutting the 2 ball more.
Just going to go right before the side pocket. Right before the
It's
side
a little
pocket.
bounce. Looks good. Good speed. Now, I guess he's playing low left. Looking for that little spot on the rail between the 3 and the short rail. The 3 and the side pocket, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Right there. Good cue ball. Still more work. Needs some draw on this 3.
Yeah, he has that funny angle where it's possible to run directly into the ball. And you don't want to do that. You want to go to one side or the other, but not hit the ball dead square.
Yeah, so that's played a little left spin on there to throw the 3 ball in, and
Mm-hmm.
well, he tapped the table a little bit there. Was not happy with the result, which I can understand because the cue ball got tied with the rail. We see a replay. Put some spin on there, and
It's a good thing he didn't hit any of the points, right?
so call this extension. You can choose to play 2 rails forward to the center of the table. if he, well, he might be too straight. He might just roll this in, follow just next to the 6 and take the longer 5.
Very nice speed. Very nice speed control. This is a little tester here, Tim.
Oh, and there's not really a nice path here. Oh, needs to go around the 6 and get off the rail. And in no man's land.
Go past that side pocket.
Yeah, decided to play safe.
Yeah, he hit it perfect. He hit it perfectly.
Yeah. Nice control there, but still, as he started the first set, running out a couple times, he's lost that feeling.
And you know how hard it is to get that feeling back. Once you've lost it, you start doubting yourself. You start thinking, hey, should I do this? Should I do that? Instead of just trusting your ability. And it's easier said than done. Obviously, the more you do, the more comfortable you become with it. But you're talking about these players are playing all the time, and we still have our struggles.
You know, there's a nice saying, if pool was that easy, there would be a lot more professionals.
Yeah. Well, there's a famous line in a movie called The League of Their Own that says if it were easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah. So he's kicking over the right side. I would have liked to kick over the left side. Oh, and he missed it completely. Why I would choose the left side is if you hit the 6, there's a big chance of going back down table.
Mm-hmm.
If you go from the right side, there's a chance you go real first on the 6 and bump into the 7-8. But it doesn't matter because he missed the kick shot and, well,
and an opportunity to take a 2-1 lead.
looks quite straight to me. Looks like he's going forward a little bit for the 8 in the top right corner.
You got to follow it softly. You don't want to move it too much because there have been a couple of times that they misjudge the follow and wound up overrunning the ball.
Little short there. Of course, he was making sure to always have a shot instead of overhitting the draw. But 50 yard. Istanbul to take a lead. 2-1.
Very nice. Heart of the pocket.
And it goes in. Tyler Styer leading 2-1. We'll go for a short break. We'll be right back.
And we're back with Tyler Styer breaking the balls and taking a 2-1 lead in set number 2 after losing the first one by the score of 4-3. One went straight in the side. That time didn't get kicked in. And he has a shot.
Nice quad of the cue ball, and this is the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
He moved the cue ball a little bit more to the inside of the table, and well, of course you can say he's unlucky to get kissed with the cue ball, but I think the result is there. And there's also a lot of players that say, yeah, but if I start breaking from the side, there's a cluster on the table every time. Well, I think this is the nice, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think this shows that it doesn't have to be like that.
And you know, like you said, everyone racks them differently. If you get a very nice tight rack, I don't think you're going to get that cluster if you hit them good.
It all changes when you start gut breaking the one, and like when you start hitting them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where a lot of clusters come from.
Over here, you want to go slightly past towards the center of the table. So if you end up with a slight angle on the 4 or a straight angle on, or dead straight on the 4, it's easier to get on the 5 ball. Ooh, 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 ooh. He caught a roll there, in the sense that running into the 10 helps slow down the speed of the cue ball.
Well, that, and there was a big scratch if you
Yeah.
kissed the 10 as well on the side, so can't complain here, and this is good shape.
Oh, he's going to take advantage of it.
And look how they're spread as well. 6 in the side, 7 possibly in the top right corner in this view.
I just saw Tim twist his head to get a better view of the overhead view. I do the same thing. That's why I'm laughing.
Well, I was wondering, I would have liked indeed, like he played, to shoot the 7 in the top right corner. I was just not sure if he had that little angle to do it.
Yeah.
But it looks like he had, and well, this makes life a lot easier.
Well, Tyler's one of my favorite players. His fundamentals are absolutely amazing. He's really dedicated to his craft.
Yeah, nice angle on the 9 ball. To go on the hill, Tyler Styer. I see a little rhythm coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that slow, like it's got that fast pace walk.
And Tyler gets on the hill.
3-1. So potential shootout here. Playing 2 races to 4. And if the score ties 1 each, we'll have a deciding shootout. Referee Dwayne Payne racking the balls here for Tyler Styer. From Wisconsin, drove here by car all the way to Battle Creek, Michigan.
I like driving. I normally drive to this event. I drove to it last year. I was able to go through the Blue Ridge Mountains, which are absolutely stunning. All that stuff. Drove through Kentucky, Tennessee, on the way up here. But I flew this time because I had certain things that I had to do before and after this tournament. And I will be driving to Atlantic City, though. I'm excited about that because then from there I drive to Ohio, and then from Ohio I drive to the American 14.1 before I come down.
Nice. So successful break here for Tyler, with the 9 ball being kissed in the side. And I don't think he's got a small piece of the 1 to see.
Yeah, kicking it could be a disaster because you can run into the 7, the 8, even the 2.
Yeah, I don't like kicking here. There's not much that can go well.
Would you consider moving the cue ball in between the 6 and the 2 so that way you have a 2-rail kick the other way as a push, or do you think that's too easy? Look at that. Look how good he hit that.
Oh, wow.
You had to hit that absolutely perfect, and that's exactly what he did.
There was so much room for error on that.
I mean, he hit that really good.
Like, imagine hitting a thin, running into the 6, or hitting a thick and getting the 1 into the 8-7. So he did a great job there. And
wow, and he almost let him see it. He almost left the door on the way open on the way out.
well, and of course, he got the jump cue out. I do like the jump. If he makes the 1, he's got a big chance to get on the 2. Oh, and this is lucky. He hit the wrong side of the 1 ball, but it got kissed behind the 6. And
let me ask you a question, Tim. Why do you think that most of the time, most players, when they miss a jump shot, they overcut it? Do you think maybe they're subconsciously steering the cue ball?
yeah, I'm sure, because like in this case, he had to avoid the 6 a little bit. So then they tend to move a little bit with their body at the moment they strike the ball.
Yeah, see, he just missed that and he overcut it as well. It's almost always an overcut. Well, this is an opportunity to stay alive and come to within 1 for Hill, another Hill.
Yeah, needs a good first 1 ball. Low right. Go to his chalk, actually. If he runs towards his chalk, he's okay. Ooh, he did that a little bit too much, and
Might be able to slice it in.
But it's thin.
He's an aggressive player, though, I know this. He likes to go for shots like this.
Yeah, he called the 2 ball. We'll see the cue ball. It's probably 3 rails. Long rail, long rail, long rail. Oh.
He might have it in the
Well,
opposite pocket.
he played it 4 rails, and yeah, he got a little fortunate to get the 3 ball in the same pocket as the 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was trying to play in the opposite pocket, but
well,
you
sometimes
gotta take him where you can get him.
sometimes the game also gives a little bit to you. It's always easy to complain about, I got a bad roll or like something happened, but most of the times when these kind of stuff happen, people don't notice. But like if you start noticing, like, oh man, I got a little lucky, then it also gives you a boost because it gives you the feeling like momentum is with you.
Yeah. Hit that good.
Yeah, left himself the perfect angle on the 5 ball. I would play a small stunt. Just get off the rail a little bit. Oh, he went forward.
He went forward a bit. But I think he's fine because this table draws so easily and it slides so easily. I don't think he's going to have a problem getting to the 7. Now he's going to, for the next 3 shots, he's going to play 1 pocket 10 ball.
Needs to watch out for the side. Did well.
Will you just slowly roll this in or go back and forth?
No, I'd like to kill the cue ball. Low left.
Go left.
Yeah. Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Center of the table. This stem ball. Don't play too quick. He usually in the Euro Tour he does play, well, not fast, but he's not a real slow player. So maybe the shot clock is affecting both players a little bit
Right.
too. You never know. But he takes the, well, he closes the gap a little bit more. It's 3-2. Here we have a nice view, the reflection of the Predator Arena lights in the balls. Lovely arena as always. In my opinion, the best lights on the market.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one for my house when the construction is done and I set up my table.
So Vitaliy breaking, and looks like he's breaking from the same spot as he did before. So I expect the one ball to be kissed. No, went straight in the side. Nice break, 3 balls. Do we have more? And oh, I don't think the 3 ball goes.
Yeah, he's
Great
probably gonna
break
have to-
though.
He's probably gonna have to kick this one. Needs to be careful. I've seen so many players kick a shot like this, especially on a new cloth, and have the cue ball make the pocket the ball, come off the rail, come off the 7, and go in the corner pocket.
Well, it's also not.
You could also go off the 8. What's that?
Oh, he doesn't really have the one rail to just
Yeah.
slice it in, and
Mm-hmm.
he's going to run into the 7, or maybe if he hits it real thin, the 8. So, and it's not a guarantee to make the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe. Okay, he chose to bump the 8, and well,
You got nice on the
it's,
4.
it's a good result. Just a long
It's
4.
it's
and
workable. It's workable.
it's a long 4, and just a stop shot is not really where I want to be on the 5 to travel to the 6. Yeah, I tried to get to the left side of the 5 and got a little short. He's straight now. Can draw the cue ball in between the 6 and the 9 for the 6 in the top left corner.
Yeah, the key here is to not overdraw, right?
Yeah, I'd rather stay too high and
Mhm.
still be able to cut the 6 than to get to where I can't make the 6 no more. Well, he went all in there.
Oh.
He's trying to bump something, and yeah, I did
I
not
don't
see
know
a
about
lot of
that.
future in that.
It's just you have to hit it too perfect.
Well, it was a gamble. Like he
Mhm.
was just gamble, and we'll see how I end up. If he could have played this, he could have easily cheated the pocket a little bit and get to the right side. So,
He just called the 9. I think he called the 9.
well, if he has the 9 ball in the side pocket, he got lucky. No, looks like he's playing safe. Oh, he went for the corner.
Well, if he leaves Tyler a shot, you might end up seeing the shootout, like he did leave him a shot.
Yeah, and also the natural angle to go to the 7. Can go 2 rails. Just has to miss the 9. He'll always have a cut shot on the 7. I'm not sure if he can play this with inside and miss the 9 ball.
I think he's going to hit it with a little bit of outside just to make sure he gets past it.
Oh, he played at double speed. I expected this, but a little softer. And, well, he's not done yet.
Yeah. I just didn't think you had to hit it that hard, right? You could have just slow rolled it, 2 rails, and go past the 9.
I really liked the way how he played it, just not the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little softer and shoot the 7 in the top left corner. But I think the bump worked out. If he makes this in the corner with topspin, he's guaranteed to have the 8 in the side.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to make it. It's just his automatic position in the 8. I think all he has to do is focus on making the shot.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That was a surprise.
And this was the shot. If he made that 8 ball, the 7 ball, he was guaranteed to go to a shootout. And yeah, it's tough. Just don't agree what he played on the 6 ball before, and Patsura back on the table to get on the hill again.
Uh-oh. He got a little funny on that one. Hit a little fuller than what he wanted to and slowed down the speed of the cue ball.
Quite expected that he didn't really let his stroke out. Like he could have drawn the cue ball all the way back to the other side of the table and shoot the 8 in the side just to avoid any scratch or weird stuff, and at least always have a shot. You know? Like I said, this might work when you play well, but what do you do when you don't feel the table? And this is a big shot.
Very nice shot. It's a hell of a shot right there.
Nice replay, nice stroke. Good speed on the cue ball, and if he floats his 9 ball in, we'll see him go 3 each. Yeah, and Tyler should get worried a little bit.
Well, I mean, you know, even though,
Well, we'll go for a short break and get back with the remainder of the set, I guess.
They already had their timeout, but Tyler came up and said he knows he gets more than 1 break because they got to pee, they got to pee. So yeah, I'll take that up with John.
We're back here in the Kellogg Arena for the Seybert Michigan Open. My name is Tim de Ruiter, with me Tony Robles, and we're having a really close match here. Vitaliy Patsura, who stole the first set from Tyler Styer, being down 2-0, winning 4-3, and now breaking on 3 each.
We've had quite the barn burner over here, 4-3, and now another 4-3 match. Question is, will there be a shootout? See, now he just shoots a 210, it's over. Just kidding.
Just that.
You know I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. if
Well,
only were that easy, right?
Well, you know, it might be a possibility. Players tend to do stuff like that when they get to the finish line. They want to finish it real fast, and
I've seen players do that when they go on tilt and they just shoot like they don't care anymore.
so it was a good break from Vitaliy. And I'm not sure what he's playing here. Might be able to play soft. Oh, he went for attack.
And look at that.
Well,
Made it look easy.
true, but tied up the 3 and the 5. Not sure if he can cut the 3 ball enough to play the combination. It's quite tough, and there's no carom. You can choose to maybe bank the 3 ball into cutting the 5, but those are really
How about hitting rail first?
real first, another option, yeah.
Super thin, and hopefully get the cube underneath the 8. But you have to hit it super thin. You have to hit it really good.
Well, this is a big shot on 3 each. Hill.
He might just try to spin it behind the 8, hitting the 3 and stopping it with the 5, right?
I like that.
Nope, he hit it too hard.
But yeah. Yeah, he really got in trouble with the time clock as well there.
And Tyler doesn't have to worry about a scratch in the upper left-hand pocket if he decides to shoot the cue ball in that direction, which is why I like doing that shot. I like cutting the 3 ball thin and sending the cue ball towards that area right there. Obviously, I would make sure that I try to hide it. There's no possibility of a scratch there.
Yeah, which takes some pressure off. But I do like to go straight to the short rail where the 6 is at. Go straight to that short rail and crawl behind one of the 3 balls. So needs a lot of left spin on this. Oh.
Unfortunately, he did not go behind. And he might be able to make the 3 ball.
Yeah, it's not a full pocket, but I think the 3 ball goes, and yeah, this is a little careless. Like, he had a good opportunity there.
And he can make the either the 3 or the billiard on the 5. He has 2 options here.
Oh, the time clock. And he's feeling the nerves as well, because he only had the 10 seconds left. And he only dropped down last minute. So there is the chance for Styer.
Wow, yeah, that's sweet.
And how is he ending up?
Oh, that little bumperoni in the 9 ball. Might have messed him up. I mean, the 4 goes, he's good. He should be out. But what a great shot on the 3 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that 4 ball goes.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting the ball to, like, it still slid on him. Oh, he can't make the 4 ball.
Yeah, he's playing safe here. Just has to make sure that 4 ball gets behind the 10. Because otherwise, like, okay, of course it's safe. but
must
it's
have left that
it's
dead.
not just safe. Like
Yeah.
you leave it open.
He might have left him a dead 8-ball there.
Yeah, if he wants to go attack, he can make the 8. He can also shoot the 4, cut it into the rail, into the 8, and bring the cue ball all the way back up. I think that's what he's about to play. Just like this, and if he can get behind the 10, see, this is strong. That's why I think last shot from Tyler was just, again, not tight enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think over here I would try to kick I would call the 4 on the side just in case it goes in. Kicking from behind. That way you get instant position on the 5 if you make it. If you don't call it, you lose your turn.
I'll put some spin. I like to play top left. Cue ball stayed there, but what is it doing? And I think
nope,
the 4 ball goes.
He can make it. He can make it.
And in this case, just make the 4. You're not going to get perfect anyways on the 5, so just take the... Like you can try to get more straight on the 5, which is going to make this 4 ball so much more difficult. I'm just making the 4 and bumping the 7 a little bit out. Ball, a big shot there. And now, can he draw off the 8 ball?
It's hard to tell from this angle.
He's cutting the 5.
It looks like he's going to hit it on the thin side from the angle. Yeah, he can definitely hit it. He can cut it to the right side of the pocket and get a thicker hit on the 8 ball and draw off of it.
Yeah, I like that. He's playing with top left. Well,
I mean, listen, maybe he feels comfortable playing position on this shot. You know, a lot of players do, so.
Well, he sure left himself some distance here, and it's a big game. 5 balls for Vitaliy Patsura. I like to put some right spin on this, so just to make sure I don't hit the ball too soft. Like I always like to put some speed on the cue ball.
He got really good on it. I think you and Tom are doing commentary. I mean, Mark. You and Mark are doing commentary next match, right?
Yep.
Any idea which the next match is?
Well, we can find out. We have Christina. No, that's at 5. With Blaine Barkers and Justin Martin, another close match. Still some traveling from the 9 to the 10. This is not over yet. Easy to say, well, we're done, let's go, but the nerves are here.
Yeah, I think he's going 3 rails in order to make sure he eliminates any virtual possibility of scratching.
Oh, needs a cue ball to stop. Needs a cue ball to stop. And, well, he does have a shot, but it's not my favorite on Hill Hill.
I always tell people, I'll take it for the U.S. Open of the World Championship.
Well, I would, but... Well, we
it's
have
better
to
than having no shot.
we have to favor him,
yeah.
of course, to make this. But this 10 ball to take the match 4-3, 4-3, and it goes in. Vitaliy Patsura from Ukraine beats Styer from the USA 4-3, 4-3, 2 zeros in set, in a pretty big battle for both. This was Tony Robles and Tim de Ruiter. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back soon with our next match. Thank you.
like this. Great. Great. That 10 ball. Funniest thing, they both broke from over here most of the time. 10 ball hardly ever moved off the spot. Okay? And then that side over there, that 10 ball went straight across the table that way. This is what he had down.
Why? You're looking at just looking long. Okay.
This is
We do teach him how to do that.
this is what he had.